The bedroom carried the scent of lavender and regret, a heavy silence pressing against me louder than any words could. I froze in the doorway, my hand still gripping the knob, as Emily lay on the bed, her back turned, her voice cutting through the quiet like a knife. "No intimacy tonight, Jack," she said, her tone flat, as if reciting lines she'd known by heart for years. It wasn't her words that hit me first, it was the tension in her shoulders, the way her fingers dug into the blanket's edge, bracing for some storm I couldn't yet see. I forced a laugh, a shield against the sting, and tossed my jacket onto the chair. "This is the third time this week, isn't it? Are you auditioning for a convent?" My voice carried a teasing edge, but underneath it trembled, betraying the unease curling in my gut. She didn't turn. She didn't smile. She simply lay there, a statue carved from secrets, and I felt the first fracture in the foundation of our 10-year marriage. The room was dim, the bedside lamp casting long shadows across the hardwood. Above the dresser, our wedding photo stared back at me. Frozen smiles and promises now feeling like relics from another life. I crossed the room with heavy steps and sat on the edge of the bed. The mattress sank under me, but Emily remained still. "Talk to me," I said softer now, my hand hovering over her shoulder, afraid to touch. "What's happening?" Her silence was a wall. And I was done knocking. I'd noticed the signs for months. Late nights at the office, her phone always face down, her eyes darting away when I asked about her day. I'd blamed stress, a promotion, the grind of life wearing us thin. But tonight, something had changed. The air felt electric, charged with the tension of a storm about to strike. "Emily," I said, my voice sharpening. "If you're not going to talk, I'm not going to beg." I stood, casting a long shadow over her, the words spilling out before I could stop them. "If this is how it's going to be, maybe our marriage ends here." She flinched, jerking as if I'd hit her. Slowly she turned pale in the lamplight, her green eyes wide with something I couldn't name, fear, guilt, or both. "Jack, don't say that," she whispered, her voice cracking. And then I saw it. The truth she'd been hiding, glinting sharp in her gaze. "What's going on, Emily?" I asked again, my heart hammering, drowning out my own words. "Don't lie. Not now." She pulled the blanket around her like armor, her lips parting, then closing, weighing each word. "It's not what you think," she said, but her eyes wouldn't meet mine, flicking instead toward the window where the city lights twinkled indifferent. "Then tell me what it is," I said low, a plea wrapped in anger. "I'm standing here, watching you slip away, and I don't even know why." She swallowed hard, fingers twisting the blanket. "I've been seeing someone," she whispered. The words barely hung in the air before they cut me to the bone. My chest tightened, a sharp pain spreading, as if something inside me had snapped. I wanted to scream, shake her, demand answers, but my body refused, rooted to the spot. "Who?" I rasped, the word scraping from my throat. "Does it matter?" she said softly. "It's over now. It was a mistake." "A mistake?" I echoed, hollow and mocking in my mind. I thought of the nights I'd waited for her, dinners gone cold, her secret smiles at her phone, the coldness in her touch. A mistake didn't explain her withdrawal, the distance growing between us. "How long?" I asked, my voice shaking. She hesitated, eyes glistening with unshed tears. "A few months," she admitted. "It started after the Chicago conference. I didn't mean for it to happen, Jack. I swear." Chicago. I remembered her suitcase rattling across the floor, her smile too bright, her stories too vague. I'd believed her because I wanted to, because the alternative was unbearable. Now the pieces clicked together in a puzzle I'd been blind to. "Why?" I demanded, the question ripping from me. "Wasn't I enough? Did I fail you?" "No," she said quickly, reaching for my hand. But I pulled back. The space between us was a canyon now. "It wasn't you. It was me. I was lost. Work suffocated me, and he made me feel seen." "Seen?" I spat the word bitterly. "I've been here, Emily, every day, every night, trying to see you, and you gave that to someone else." Her tears fell freely, but they didn't soften me. They felt like a performance, a final bid to keep me from leaving. "I ended it," she said, voice breaking. "I told him it was over last week. I chose you, Jack. I'm choosing you now." I laughed, a jagged, harsh sound that didn't feel like mine. You don't get to choose me now, I said. Not after this. Not after you lied, after you let someone else into our life. Jack, please, she begged, standing, arms outstretched. I love you. I made a mistake, but I love you. Love. The word felt hollow, a cruel joke. I turned to the wedding photo, to our younger selves, certain of forever. I wanted to smash it. Instead, I walked to the closet, grabbed a duffel, and began stuffing clothes into it. What are you doing? Her voice rose, panicked. I can't stay here, I said, not looking at her. Not tonight. Maybe not ever. Jack, don't, she sobbed, clutching my arm. We can fix this. Therapy. We can stop, I said, shaking her off. You don't get to decide what happens next. You lost that right when you chose him. The room spun, walls closing in, air suffocating. I zipped the bag, slung it over my shoulder, and headed to the door. Her sobs pierced me, but I didn't look back. Every memory was tainted. Every touch a question. Every promise a lie. As I stepped into the hallway, my phone buzzed. I pulled it out, hands trembling. A text from an unknown number. She's lying. My blood ran cold. I glanced back at the bedroom. Emily stood in the doorway, face streaked with tears, eyes wide with fear. And in that instant, I realized this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of a betrayal far deeper than I'd imagined, one I hadn't yet uncovered.